All right, so here's a video that I thought I'd never do on a product I thought I'd never buy because I would never dare spend this much money on what is essentially a giant bag to hold your gun stuff. How times have changed, huh? I have a nylon addiction. Anyways, yeah, so this is the Eberlestock Bang Bang bag. I only realized that it was called the Bang Bang bag and not the Big Bang bag about 20 minutes ago when I was going to set up the script for this video. Big Bang sounds way better than Bang Bang. Bang Bang just sounds like that kid from the Flintstones, but now he has guns or something. Wow, I just dated myself with that reference. Yeah, I mean, this is a $250 bag to hold your range crap in. And to me, before getting this bag, that seemed ridiculous. But I was increasingly getting more and more annoyed every time I go to the range that I need to go into, is it in this bag? Is it in this bag? Every time I pack, I need to move all of my range kit from one bag to another, depending on which rifle case I was bringing. The oversized Pelican case was really not quite cutting it as something that could hold everything. And it was all sloshing around in there, and it was actually kind of heavy when you added all the ammunition into the mix. So I got a deal for this for $150, and I'll be like, you know what, my Glock case is disintegrating. Let's give this guy a go. And boy, did it end up as the single most used nylon gear I have, and probably one of my favorite pieces of equipment that I got, despite the horrific, bougie, rich YouTuber price tag that this thing commands. So while not ever truly needing something like this, it sure is very convenient, especially for someone that goes to the range a good bit, about twice a week. And having all of my range equipment consolidated into a single bag ended up being a much larger quality of life than I initially thought. And prevents a lot of that, oh boy, I forgot my shot timer. Oh boy, I forgot my target taper. Oh boy, I forgot the extra ammunition to actually go shooting, so on and so forth. Let me actually go over how I have this bag set up, both as something that you guys have been asking for, what stuff do I bring to the range, and also to kind of show how you can configure one of these bad boys. All right, tip to butt, as they say. So the way I have it organized is that I have all of my sort of consumable items in this pouch right here. So we got, sunscreen, fits nice and conveniently here, a couple of different marking pens, and a Write in the Rain to write notes. I do, videos and stuff, so if ideas come to me, I either put in this or my phone. Then we got I think it's called a Thyrum battery case. Once again, another fucking bougie YouTuber item. What, fucking $100 for a battery case, right? But, it's convenient. It holds all your batteries, and I'm shooting so many different things at a time that I miss keeping things topped up in my administrative sort of phase. And honestly, with all the stuff I do, it kind of makes sense to run stuff dry. Also, when I go out to, travel for range trips, it's nice to have every single type of battery on tap. So, yeah. Here I have a loopholed glasses case that holds my Magpul glasses. It's not that I lost the loopholed glasses that came in here, it's that they're not very good and I don't like them. Ironically, these are the Magpul glasses case, but they're carrying clear glasses, for later in the night or, not sunny days. Extra tapers for my target paster, extra BCG, a bunch of different buffers, right? Sometimes you need to diagnose a rifle in the field. I think there's an H2 in here. Yeah, H2 and another H. With all this tungsten, I can go ahead and retire. This is actually not an insignificant amount. Rotating to the other side. Rangefinder, my Ear Pro. I've talked about these a good bit. These suckers are really nice, really expensive, but I question wanting to recommend them because they tend to break about once a year, and Auto is super stingy with their warranty, so yeah, I don't know. My shot timer, this is an SG Global Shot Timer 2 or 2 Shot Timer, I don't know, they have a really weird naming convention. Super nice because it tracks hip factor and all that kinds of other stuff. Really overkill if you're not going to do any of that. And of course, tools, right? Probably 90% of the time just fix M-lock sections that are flying off. Tape measure, surprisingly useful in the field to solve disputes about size issues with the boys. That came out way worse than I thought. My single most used multi-tool, a Gerber, I think it's suspension, that I found lying on the floor once like 5 years ago. This poor thing has been so beat to shit because I use it and then you leave it on the floor and it gets kicked around, but what is this called? The Garmin Zero or something like that. It's a chronograph, and it does so in a very convenient fashion. Once again, I'm starting to feel like a bougie Mr. Beast-esque YouTuber with all this. Like, when you add up the price of all this stuff, right? This is a $500 chrono. This is a $500 ear pro piece. This is a $200 shot timer. Jesus Christ. In the central compartment, I obviously don't have it loaded because I don't leave my magazines in here. I don't always shoot the same guns. So I have like a cupboard where a little plastic cupboard I fished out of the trash can of my apartment that holds all my magazines. But yeah, here's an example, right? And then, what is it called? Lead wipes here in the secondary compartment. I think it's embedded itself below here somewhere, but on the side I have another buffer. This is a tungsten weight one, so this is for a specific build that I'm working on right now. So that one's not in the main stuff. So we have some quick access tools, right? The Aero Precision mount tool, the Night Force tool, the best tool ever created, the Hall Sun tool, even though they increased the size of the flathead thingy on this side, which kind of ruins it, but whatever. And then this is the bullshit crap container. So we got a giant crescent wrench, suppressor tool, another tool, an extra BCG. So I guess I have 2 BCGs in here. Glock sight tool, another suppressor tool, a suppressor cover. I use these entirely, exclusively, so I can put rifles back in the rifle bag without melting the rifle bag. I'm gonna be the last person to tell you need to buy a range pack like this. I made it for 8 years, cross-loading between all my Chinese garbage rifle bags and all that stuff, and free Glock bags I got at gun shows and stuff. But this also is the single most used piece of nylon kit I've owned over the last 3 years. It's been beaten, abused, and sure does make a range trip a lot more seamless, convenient, and avoids all the hassles of losing or forgetting things, leaving things behind. It keeps it all very convenient. So let's close out the video. I don't usually talk about affiliate links because it makes me feel like a dirty content creator. But fuck it. You can buy these on Amazon for $250 if you want to take a little bit of money away from Mr. Bezos, and you were already thinking about buying one of these. Prime shipping. What's up? Use my affiliate link down in the description. I think that's mostly it. See ya.